Hi, I'm Dominic Lee.
Hi, I'm Adrian Ho.
Welcome to another episode of New Generation News. Today we're going to talk about our central government's retaliation measure against Korean and Japanese visitors. But before we begin, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends so you won't miss another one of our videos.
Hi, Dominic. We all aware that China, our central government, has finally retaliated against Korean and Japanese tourists in response to a few weeks ago when they have imposed COVID restrictions to mainland Chinese tourists.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it's actually more than that. My aunt actually is on her way back to Canada today. And then Canada actually even requires Korea and Japan only requires mainland China tourists.
Yeah.
They don't require Hong Kong tourists to have such restrictions. However, Canada actually requires Hong Kong tourists to do the same thing. So it's not only restricted to Korea and Japan, but today we're going to talk about the retaliation measures that, you know, it's long overdue, in my opinion.
Right. I think a lot of our Chinese visitors to other countries has been unfairly treated over the last few weeks. A lot of different countries and jurisdictions now requires Chinese visitors to do even PCR test or a rapid test before their arrival. Some actually completely ban Chinese visitors from going there or not issue any visas to our visitors to other countries. I think that's unfair because right now what's happening, yes, it's true that in mainland China, there are a lot of COVID cases since opening up our border. But the thing is, first of all, why is it any different from any other countries who have a huge number of COVID patients? For example, in America, where the people who have contracted COVID have exceeded a long way, you know, a lot more than those in our country. And if you compare the different policies adopted by different countries, our country actually adopted a policy that measures that it's responsible for the development of the world. For example, we waited until we took like serious quarantine measures and we worked hard towards containing COVID-19 when COVID-19 was still in its earlier variant, which is more lethal. And we waited really until now, where it's the Omicron variant, and it's not as lethal as those variants before, to open up our border. So this is both responsible to our medical system, responsible to our people of mainland China, and also responsible to the world. So we have been treated unfairly, so it's only right that our country take retaliation measures.
I completely agree with you, and scientifically sound also, I might add. And I think that I can accept, in my opinion, I think I can accept a universal treatment of all the tourists. If Korea tells me today that they're going to impose the same measures all over the world, from tourists from all over the world to have the same restrictions, I would actually accept that. However, that it's a target measure towards mainland Chinese tourists, I think is absolutely unfair. And considering that Korea isn't COVID-free right now, even though that they might not have broadcasted infection numbers lately, you might be able to hear from people, friends in Korea or people in Korea, is that it's no different from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, and these series of incidents actually expose the hypocrisy that's being adopted by a lot of these Western countries and their allies. For example, when China was having a very strict quarantine measures, we were being criticized for like, you know, violating human rights and so on and so forth. But then when we open up, they are all of a sudden that they forgot what they said previously, and they're like, oh, why are you guys open up? You guys being so irresponsible, right? You know, they try every single reasons to attack our country. And so that's just kind of the Western rhetoric that's being adopted
What
right
I found
now.
ridiculous is that we were criticized for too strict, I might add, according to them, too strict of the COVID measures, that we're opening up too late, having too many restrictions for tourists or even inbound travelers. But as long as that we started to open up, they speak the reverse narrative. This is something that is absolutely ridiculous. And then at the same time that I think that what good does it do, right? I mean, like by opening up borders, by connecting internationally, it brings revenue to the country. It brings businesses to the country. And as you know that mainland Chinese tourists is a big part of Japanese and also Korea's tourist income, as well as businesses. It just baffles me that what good does it really do?
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely placing politics over their self-interest, and I think they're probably under the influence of America and Western countries. But I think, like, you know, overall speaking, like, you know, if you look at the situation in China, mainland China right now, it's getting a lot better because those people who, it's true that over the past few weeks, a lot of people have contracted COVID, but they're now recovering, you know, and now the public medical system is getting back in shape. You know, people are no longer lack of medications and stuff like that. So our country has been doing a good job in you know, handling the whole situation. Now, after perhaps 2 or 3 more weeks, right? You know, I think most of the people in mainland China is going to have it's going to be healthy, you know, and it gets out in very good shape. So I think we're looking forward to that.
And they know all that because every country, every place in the world have gone through the same process.
Right. Absolutely.
Except the fact that we probably had the strictest quarantine restriction as well as COVID measures for the good reason. And at the same time that Western countries have all gone through this process, so they know exactly how to manage the medical system, and they know exactly that after a certain period of time, everything is going to be okay, and business will be resumed as usual. So this hypocrisy, this double standard, and what really angers me is that it brings zero advantage to anything except politics. And Western countries, I think, should stop putting politics over businesses, putting politics over people's interests, I might add. I mean, if you interview, you know, Korean businesses, would they like that? They probably will tell you that they don't.
Right, absolutely. So I think that concludes our episode today. Thanks for watching this video. But before we end this video, please remember to subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, and share this video with your friends. And we'll see you in the next one.
See you. Bye-bye.